if we're left to our own ego, which is me trying to think something up impressive for the church to sing or that will affect someone or like really tell the story, it's so limiting, guys. It makes us miss out on the fact that every song is meant to be a seed. And what happens to seeds in order for them to become trees? They die. They go into the ground, they die, and then out comes this orchard, right? So I tend to think of like every single one of our offerings as a seed. Every lyric, every note, every moment, it's like it's all an investment into the broader picture, into the church, into the world. Does that make sense? Julia Cameron, I'll quote her. She says, once writing becomes an act of listening instead of an act of speech, a great deal of the ego goes away. I think we've forgotten the art of listening in some ways, and we're so obsessed with trying to say everything, and that leads to songs that try to say everything in one song. You know what I mean? It's like I have like a verse and a chorus and a verse and a chorus and a bridge to say everything that Christ has ever done for humanity. That trips us up. Like it really, really does. When we could actually take a magnifying glass to one thing. Just one thing, and usually it's the thing that's speaking the loudest to us is the thing that we're in right now. It's what we're in right now. It's the tension we're in right now, presently, today. All of you have a song that's begging to be written, that's actually in you today. It involves your vulnerability, your authenticity, your story. Anthems are written because of blood, sweat, and tears. Anthems are not usually written like in a cozy environment where everything is working out great for the person writing it. They're usually the product of humanity met with divinity. Like there was a desperation involved and there was a breakthrough involved. Does that make sense? So your desperation met with his breakthrough on your life is actually your anthem. Make sense? When I wrote You Make Me Brave, it wasn't me like coming out like Joan of Arc trying to give like a speech about courage. It really was. I had struggled with fear my entire life. I had been in a fog for like years. It felt like years. It was probably only a year or two, but I felt like I was scrounging for clarity. And Shepherd and You Make Me Brave were written back to back in a couple days, and it had to do with like Shepherd came out of a moment of clarity where I could just see a little bit how he had been carrying me and how he would, like that he was present. And I was like, oh, I have to jot this down because I'm going to forget it. By tomorrow, I'm going to forget. Like I am the Israelites. I will forget. As much as I sing, I won't forget. Thank you, Brian. I love that because it actually, with a melody, it forces me to remember. Because my finite mind will forget. I will forget, minute to minute sometimes, about his faithfulness. So for me, those songs came out of jotting something down, not thinking something up. It was like, I need courage. I need bravery. I actually have to I have to embrace this. And I wrote it on a piano by myself, and it was for me. It was for my transformation. And I felt like often with sharing songs, it does feel like you're scattering seed. It feels like I'm going to let this die and become a plant, hopefully. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I just think your anthems are inside of you. They're not about scrounging outside, like trying to search for the perfect lyric or the perfect melody. They're usually at the crux of your desperation and his breakthrough in your life. So